Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Jared Scott. I am a professional speaker. I have booked over 1,000 paid engagements in my career, and today we are talking about defining your target audience. If you are unable to describe your audience in about 1 to 2 sentences, then I believe it's going to be really hard for you to grow your speaking business. That might actually be the reason you feel stuck. So in this video, I am going to help you define your target market, identify who the buyer is, and then match your message to that buyer's needs. First things first, start by getting specific. Ask yourself these questions. What industry am I speaking in? For me personally, I speak in the education industry, but the education industry is big. Do you speak to teachers? Do you speak in colleges? Do you speak in middle schools? Do you speak just to students? Do you speak in elementary? Like, where do you speak? You can't just say education. We call this chunking down. I need you to get specific. Who is your message for? The next question you can ask yourself is, where do I have traction? If you've already been speaking, then you might have some momentum. You might have some traction in a certain specific area. So maybe you want to keep going in that direction. You need to ask yourself, what space am I uniquely positioned to serve? Reflect on your core story and ask yourself, what audience would benefit from my story the most? At the end of the day, clarity converts. So if you are a corporate speaker, for example, and someone asks, where do you speak? From this day forward, you don't say corporate. You say, I speak to fast-growing teams that struggle with communication and retention. Something like that. Specific to your brand, to your purpose, to your core story, exactly who you serve. Identifying the audience is great, but identifying the buyer is necessary to get paid. So who is the person that's making this decision? In education, it is the principals, it is the superintendents, and sometimes it is the counselors. Those are the main 3 buyers that are decision makers. In corporate, it's HR, event planners, sales managers, and so on and so forth. In the faith-based market, it's pastors, program directors, youth pastors, youth leaders, so on and so forth. Now, it's not enough to just know the titles. You have to know the personality of the people in these positions. You have to know their pain points, their problems, and the language that they speak. All right, moving on. Now you know your market, now you know your buyer, now it's time to match your message. One thing I've been doing a lot of is looking at speaker websites, and everybody puts a headline and they say something like inspirational speaker that helps you reach your fullest potential. And that's great. That's a good thing to do, but that's a very vague message. What does that mean? So instead of saying I help people, say specifically who you help. If you're in education, you say, I help students or I help educators. Instead of saying reaching their fullest potential, that's something very vague. It's like follow your dreams. You say, I help students build confidence and own their voice through communication tools. Something like that, specifically what you do. Now, as a result of that, that might help somebody reach their fullest potential, but it's way more specific. So a reader or a decision maker reading this looks at that and says, oh, I see how he or she is going to help my students. Your message needs to solve a problem that they already have, not introducing them to a problem that they don't care about. There's multiple reasons for this, but the main reason is they probably don't have a budget to solve a problem that they are unaware of. I'm just being honest with you. Problems that have been around for a while have budgets. New problems obviously don't have funding yet. Does that mean you don't need to solve these new problems? No, absolutely not. Get ahead of the curve. Start talking about these problems in your presentations. But do these problems need to be in your main messaging? No, because then you won't get booked. And if you don't get booked, you're not going to be able to present on the new problems in your presentations. So it's a double-edged sword. Don't be so forward thinking that you're out of touch, at least not in your messaging. You could be there in your mind and in your heart, but in your messaging, you need to meet the buyers where they are. You need to meet the market where it's at. And then once you've established yourself as a market mover, an innovator, then you can present new problems within the market and position yourself as the expert that solves them. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, I think you're the type of person that would benefit from our Speak Hive boardroom membership. What we do is we help speakers get booked. We get daily leads flowing into your inbox so that way you have opportunity after opportunity to do what you love to do, speak. We are the business side of speaking, which is what a lot of speakers struggle with. So if that sounds like you, click the link down below in the description and book a call today.